Zenit Kazan up against Fakel, Novy, Urengoy. Their opening game of this World Club Championships, the float serve to one is good, and Fakel are out of system to start with, 3 in the block, but it's faded really nicely away from the body from Igor Kuluka. It's a wonderful start from him, 2017 European champion, part of the Russian team who won the Volleyball Nations League last year, well this year, 2018, seems like a long time ago, made his name really with the gold medal at the under-23 FIVB World Championships in Dubai. Serving deep. Straight to the right side. Mikhailov is dug. Second chance. Butko comes in. Anderson on the pipe, and it's a rasper. But it looks as if his foot travelled over the white line. Mats Anderson has won this competition last year with Zenit. 5-time Champions League winner. Foot has to be behind that line, though. Great camera angle. The bird's eye view. Great start for Fakel. Engapeth the target. This is his first set, his first chance to score, and in typical Engapeth style, he just stays smooth and controlled, and his posture in the air is to be admired off the heads. Kolodinsky, who you have to admire, 35 years old, can play both aspects of the game, beach and indoor. Good setting from the captain, goes to the opposite man, but Udris goes wide. Artur Udris is new to the side. The Belarusian played in China last year with Guangdong Shenzhen. Has also played in Korea for KB All-Stars. This is a different challenge, though, for the Belarusian. Zenit Kazan in the FIVB World Club Championships is big news. Mikhailov finds the net. Serve is on to Anderson. Engapeth makes it 2 from 2. The way that Engapeth last time out decides to go through the line, but this time he opens up well and works off the body, through the seams. Super good start. Engapeth, the Frenchman, now trying to score from behind the baseline, losing his balance through the air. Kazan so far with wins against Zenit St. Petersburg, Ufa, Belgrade, Kemerovo, Dynamo Moscow, to name a few. The block is good, it's tight, so it's just absolutely dealt with. Fakel, if you didn't realise, are not here just to make up the numbers. Kuluka to serve, and it's an absolute ripper from Igor Kuluka. The toss is good, and there's so much power generated from the approach. His body weight goes through the ball. 3-point game. Zenit potentially feeling the heat here. Anderson the target again. Mikhailov just doing bits as per usual. Good court vision, drifting in the block, seams and splits. Front court receiver trying to cramp up the play to the outside, but Udris. It's going to be a test of that young man this evening, but so far, so good. Slightly slower getting out. Samyelenko, who didn't start in the final of this year's, last year's event, here, but did play the final 2 sets against Lube. A little bit of pinball going around, chance for Fakel. The free ball is into a good zone, chance to spread the play. 2 in the block is strong again from Zenit. Mikhailov with the free ball, back to the outside to Anderson. Some rally this one, but they're all out of sync. Udris gets smuggling down the line. No approach, no problem. Service from Fakel, who lead by 4. Zenit a little bit cold to start with. That team that beat Lube 3-2 in the Champions League final. What a Champions League final as well in Kazan around 6 months ago. That team had Anderson, had Leon, who scored 32 points that evening, including an ace on match point to seal it. Some ace as well from right to left of the sideline. Butko goes out the back. Samonenko did start Volvic as well, and Verbov. The only change really this evening is Engapeth for Leon. Just with the serve, Engapeth just delightfully relaxed with his platform and in the pipe, but Fakel are just throwing bodies in front of the ball. Again, the hands are good, and Engapeth has to cover. Back to the outside, 3 in the block, and it's absolutely huge. Volkov celebrating with the coach. Anderson brushed past previously, Mikhailov shut down this time. The work being done by Volkov. Verbov takes the sting out of it. It's a good pass. Mikhailov again through 4. There's another block and there's a net touch somewhere. Kolodinsky, almost the whole forehead going through the net this time. Anderson to serve. Block does a good job slowing the game down for the defense, and it's smart from Mikhailov, who can't, well, it's tight, so he has to go off the block. Verbov makes a great dig. Engapeth almost goes crashing through the scorer's table. The work rate is there from Zenit. The execution, not yet. Udris has started delightfully well. Verbov, Engapeth and Anderson in the pass. Matthew Anderson having received best opposite spiker in the VNL and the World Champs last year, but obviously playing back out at his favourite position out at 4. The USA, he has to play as an opposite. Engapeth, as Engapeth does, just stays high and loose. Looks so casual, but his vision of the court is always superb, and one-on-one against the setter, you would expect him to win. Samolenko back to that starting rotation for Zenit. They use the middle. It's not something we've seen lots of from Fakel so far. Yakovlev puts it away. Fakel only finishing 6th, but there's the net band ace. No, the pancake is good. It's a little swat over from Anderson. Chance to Udris once again. He's taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Udris, yes, a little bit of luck. Butko trying to pancake that one. Engapeth, that's okay, his feet aren't well underneath the net. But Udris is really flowing. Anderson passing perfectly. That just means that they can use the middle. So far, the best pass I can remember from Zenit. Matt Anderson, who played 2 sets against Frankfurt last week in the Champions League. Alexiev, Engapeth, Butko, Spiridonov, all coming in the last set as well. It was really well mixed by Alekno. Mikhailov played the first 2 sets as well, so he didn't go lightly, but he really did balance his team and use 12 different players in a Champions League tie. That's always quite a nice thing to do. Mikhailov with a great serve. Free ball should really go the way of Zenit here. Back to Mikhailov. The serving is good. Mikhailov serving out of system. Building through the rally. Zenit receive a free ball. And then you just expect Mikhailov to score. But they've also just got power on the wings as well. Through Engapeth. Creativity. This time it's long. Anderson passing very straight. Butko finding the middle really well as he was cramped over to that left-hand side of court and really jammed. Engapeth would have found trouble if he would have gone to him. Tomahawk defense from Mikhailov. Now it goes to Engapeth. Engapeth is shut down. Was it block out or block in? The referee says block out, point to Zenit. Engapeth knows how to get his way out of trouble. Defense from Mikhailov, just almost tomahawking the ball. Gator. Mikhailov at 6, Engapeth to serve. Mikhailov, part of that London 2012 gold medal team that was underneath Vladimir Alekno, who was the Russian coach. Engapeth sweeping up now at position 6. Anderson with a chance with 3 in the block, and it's very wise play. He knows he has 3. He hasn't really got much of a sharp angle, so he has to stay super high and look for the touch. Smooth operating from Anderson. Fast plays, great setting, good cover as well. Poluka shut down the first time. Udris from the left this time shut down Anderson on a slightly slower tempo by the looks of it. And there's a fumble from Fakel. And after a slow start, Zenit are squeezing their way back into this one. Timeout called, substitutes make their way into the arena to warm themselves up. 3 in a row.
Dobbiamo giocare più tranquilli in contrattacco. Dei giochi, народ начал dei giochi спокойнее, никуда не летим. Perché hanno un muro ordinato, composto, quindi dobbiamo gestire la palla. 1, 2. Qualche pallonetto su palla alta lo possiamo fare. Hanno una difesa lunga. Terza cosa, sull'attacco di palla alta aspettiamo a saltare perché stiamo anticipando. Ehi, poi appena c'è palla snack, la difesa di posto 6 sta un passo più lungo perché
как только у них знак, наша защита в этой зоне далеко.
Engapeth with another blistering serve. It's been a good run from Engapeth, but Udris firing on the wing. It's good work from the libero, really. Yeah, the angle's quite straight, but serving to the right side is always difficult to pass. The natural angle of the ball is a lot straighter than if the ball goes to the left side. Free ball, surely Fakel will go back into a three-point lead here. No, the eyes of Artem Volvic, very good. Korduka really watches closely. The middle blocker has to keep the eye on the ball, the opposing middle, but also the pipe attack before even thinking about going to the wings. It's a difficult position to master. Soji now has to step in and set that one. Back to the outside. The Zenit bench have just gone absolutely crazy. Volkov shut down again. And we are tied at 15 all. Kaluka, the service target, making it difficult to get the ball to the wing. Volkov does score this time. Libero Eric Soji not having much to do, the USA international from Honolulu, a product of Stanford, and a bronze medal in the World Championships and the VNL this year. Anderson hitting with three against him, and how many times will we just see this smart side of Anderson? Once again, out of system. They know they need to get three on him, but he keeps working off the middle blocker. Udris, Engapeth diving to the right side. There's so much flair. Again, it's the same decision from Anderson, trying to go high off the blocker. And this time, it's taken 4 or 5 opportunities, but eventually Fakel get one on Matt Anderson. And they're just trying to get 3 on him every time that's possible. Substitution. Kolodinsky is removed. Dennis Bogdan comes in, a youngster, 22, part of the dream team from the FIVB Under-23 World Championship in 2017. Best passer in the Under-23 World Championship that year as well. Evgeny Vishnikov now comes in for Udris. Entertaining all the same, this one. Big physical battle. Anderson. Volkov into the nets. If Fakel really want to upset Zenit here, Koryuka and Volkov will be the 2 weapons that they really look to steer their ship. Volkov has been inconsistent so far. Zenit have worked their way back from a deficit. Dennis Bogdan hitting on the way down. Slightly slower arm, but just works it off Engapeth. It's a wonderful play to once again show that this game is as much about craft as it is about power. Lucky Zenit. Overpass from Engapeth, catching everybody out, including Igor Kaluka. Already on the way up, but it was a deflection off a Butko by the looks of it that just steered it in a different direction. That's pretty handy for Fakel when Maxim Mikhailov serves into the net. 6'8", Mikhailov. Won his first title with Zenit Kazan in 2010-2011. Start of such an illustrious career for Mikhailov. There's a touch and it's out. Engapeth has been really stable, making decisions based on the situation in front of him. Bogdan comes back out. Kolodinsky comes back in. Such a great career, Kolodinsky, indoors and on the beach. And Karch Karai is the only player to win a gold medal at an Olympic Games for beach and indoor, but it's such a hard thing to do, and Kolodinsky still setting absolute pearlers. Kaluka, he serves well, but when Zenit can control their first pass with this accuracy, Verbov, so mature. It's a wider set to the middle, and that's to try and get that man there, Maxim Mikhailov, one-on-one, and you'll see that so much of the time. The setter uses the middle on a 3-meter ball, and then they release the opposite. Because of the longer distance, the opposing middle has to really travel to get their block. Tip. Volvic almost puts a hole on the floor. Udris again. Decision-making key. Kolenkovsky floats serve on to Engapeth. He passes so straight. The only way that ball can go is to 4. Chance on the counter, fast to the outsides. 3 in the block. Anderson does well to get over there and then get back to try and block Udris. Good setting. Kolodinsky again to run the play. Anderson having to travel all the way to position 2 to block and then back to his home position of position 4. Means he's drifting. Udris scores again. 23-21. Top starts from Fakel, Novy, Urengoy.
Прием, окей? Если есть возможность ударить наверху, в это работаем наверху. Давай, мальчишки, давай.
This game has had a little bit of everything. Engapeth at 6 receiving. Anderson serves short. It's going to make him difficult to swing, but Mikhailov. It's a good decision from Butko Anderson brought in really short, so if you put a line block against him, he's going to struggle to hit angle. So they go to the opposite. Drifting in the block is number 9 for Fakel. Yakovlev. Butko with the serve. Perfect passing. Wonderful play from Fakel. The pass is good, but it's the angle that the middleman can access here. Yakovlev working away from position 5. Verpov is nowhere near it. Udris serving the first set point for Fakel. Be a little shot for Zenit, they hold on. Wider set, looking to pierce the ball between the two blockers. It's exactly why they run that set. Make the middleman drift away, try and find a gap. 1 set point saves. Matt Anderson, as experienced as they come. Soji, his fellow countryman, puts the ball into a fairly good area. And look who it is! Artur Udris seals the first set for Fakel. Novy, Urengoy. Zenit, Kazan are used to having almost everything their own way. Soji waiting to go back on here. I'd be surprised if there's any changes. Krodinsky starting setting. Ananev starts in the middle again. Volkov, Karuka on the outsides. The other middle blocker is Ivan Yakovlev. It's the same team. And for Zenit, well, Engapeth starting. Mikhailov as well. Anderson starting it next to Engapeth as the backcourt receiver. Butko starts. Volvic and Verbov the libero. Zenit are trying to create some intensity early on here. Volkov doesn't look too bothered. Wide plays, really nice from Fakel. The ball's at position 2. So the middle has to shift, as you see there from Volvic. And then, slightly inside set, but beating the blocker for speed. There's gaps in between. Huge, but somehow see Mikhailov has kept that alive. And Engapeth, what is it about the likes of Mikhailov and Engapeth who make the impossible for some look so easy? Igor Kaluka will not hit a better ball than that all evening. Engapeth goes long. It wasn't the finest World Championships for France after making the final of the VNL in 2018. The World Championships really was set up for that generation. Tony Uti, who used to play for Zenit. Engapeth, Tilly, Rossard, just to name a few. Leroux, who's now playing in Brazil. That really was their time for France to win that World Championships. Great work through the middle once again. Volkov linking really nicely. There is no middle attack. Volvic is almost releasing to the outside really early. Bad decision on that occasion. Front court receiver served yet again, but the pass from Anderson, strong. They're trying to work that ball straight to get the ball back to him and try and really stop Anderson hitting angles, but when the pass is projected to 2.5, it opens up the game again and it brings the middle blocker right back to the right-hand side of the Zenit court, and it really will take the pressure off of Anderson because the middle will be back in the game. Butko, again, they're looking to go over the top of the setter. Decision goes the way of Zenit. Feet well under from Idris. Problems for Volkov. Idris gets Fakel out of jail, but Mikhailov has good defense. Again, it's a free ball. Surely Zenit need to score here. Engapeth on the pipe, but it's been well spotted. Ananiev decides not to commit with the middle, decides to wait and go after Engapeth. He jumps into the line and makes the stop. Wise work from Fakel, Novy, Urengoy. Pass to 2.5 is strong. 2 big plays in a row from that man in your picture. Ananiev, 1 stop on Engapeth and then 1 on Mikhailov. 2 big plays on Zenit's biggest players. Engapeth passing a little bit ropey now. Not 3 in a row, surely. Butko goes long, and the big players haven't managed to really get going behind the service line. Engapeth missed. Butko's another one who needs to pressurize the opposition. Engapeth now struggling with his platform, leaking the ball to the left, and it's another huge block. They're out of system, Zenit Kazan. Fakel are getting 3 in, and that's 3 big bits of work at the net. This time it's Idris who cuts off the sharp angle from Zenit. More blocking. Zenit just can't find a way through, so they have to go over the top. Chance in transition. Verbov somehow keeps it alive. Back to the outside, and finally, Zenit side out. This is not an easy evening's work for Kazan. Better from Kazan as Anderson really does rip one from 1-to-1. That's the product of service pressure, but being able to make the most of your opportunity to impact the game. It's the only time where you are in complete control of what's going to happen next. Anderson. Somehow Zenit are 7-all here, even though it feels as if Fakel are well in charge. Butko on tip cover. Engapeth rolls off the block. We see him do that a lot when he's under pressure. This time he gets blocked out again. Verboff playing cover. A little cut shot almost from Engapeth, and it's just where we see his creativity. For anybody watching Engapeth here, he's built his way through that rally. He's not had the perfect service from the pass or the set, so he's recycled the ball off the block, found a solution, and then when he does get a chance, he scores. Lots of credit to Matt Anderson here, who's on a fine run of serves. Ugaris is doing what he's done best. Don't get much closer than that. The Belarusian with the ball in hand. Top scorer in this game so far, Engapeth. This time it's a different play. The set has to travel further, so he does have a swing at it. He doesn't have to get crafty. Again, now it goes back to Mikhailov. He goes deep. They're resilient, though, aren't they, Fakel? That's too sharp from Mikhailov. Wrist goes round the ball, thumb comes up, arm goes through the body. It's good from Butko as well. The pass is shifting towards position 3. The middle has to shift as well, and then he flips it back to the opposite. Podolinsky. It's another way that you can hold the middle is by dumping the ball on 2. Tight passing from Zenit. Gives free gifts to Fakel. Wipes off of Butko. Volkov. This time manages to find the floor, and they're just nudging all of the time against this Zenit side. The reigning champions are in struggle town here in Portugal. So much so, a timeout has been called.
Значит, любая атака здесь, защита бета, центр площадки, там Леха больше метра сеточный, может быть чуть-чуть сюда, но вы все не пропускай, он бьет сейчас поверх блока, я не могу до этого, бьет поверх даже центрально, высокий бета, но это реально достать все в защите. Это что касается его, эта сторона справляемся. Клюка, Волк, давайте на знак примем.
Michał Winiarski, the Scrap assistant coach, who actually played for Fakel, 2014 world champion. Setting from way off the net. Engapeth once again just stays very, very consistent. Such a different dynamic. to Leon, but just as effective. Out of system. Talking about effective, how good has Udris been this evening? Just shifts his approach positioning because they're so out of system. Stays high and can still access the line. It's really key as a right side spiker to show that you can always hit that line. Good from Engapeth. It's very fast from Zenit. And it's a super spike, and we can all understand why. Soji comes back in. Fakel had 20 attacks to Zenit's 19, 5 blocks. That's the difference so far. Engapeth finding some form. As we were speaking earlier about the big players having to perform not only on the front court, but also behind the baseline. Engapeth again. It's another very, very aggressive serve. 2 in, it's a great set. Koryuka works off the body, but his arm just starts to drift too far away from his body, and he misses the sideline. This young side from Fakel up against the much more experienced outfit of Zenit, but youth so far leading. Good again from Engapeth. Better from Koryuka, and that's really just credit to his pass. Passes into 3, the middle was held. The middle was held for enough time to just open up a gap in the block. Then the spiker can get after those gaps. It's a rip from Anderson that goes wide. Commentary position here, just on that really sharp angle from Anderson, and already 2 times this evening a ball has hit me square on the head as I'm looking at the screen. Have to put my knee pads on here. Koryuka, another overpass. Zenit have to keep control here of mind, body and ball. Engapeth is unlucky, really. It's platform's just a bit behind the ball, not underneath it. Anderson the target. Mikhailov goes. Sochi with a very good piece of defense. The Hawaiian has been quiet this evening, but that's due to his team's good work. Second phase, Zenit use the middle and score. Anderson just has this ability to really stay high, hit it on the way up, constantly using the block. Volvic will serve at a time that's It's very crucial for Zenit because 2-0 down against Fakel will be a long way back, and really Udris is just scoring for fun, having a great time. Again, out of system, the ball's too fast. Has to be a bump set, so there's enough time for 3 in the block, but Udris doesn't mind at all. He's absolutely cruising. Big service. Engapeth once again overpasses. And Engapeth heads, drops down to the floor, following the ball. 3 overpasses in this set. Korluka put 2 away. And now Volkov has his time. In system, better from Engapeth, better from Zenit, but that's wide from Mikhailov. It doesn't matter what they do. They're looking for the decision. We're going to have a challenge. Zenit are sure they've scored. Mikhailov. Needs to have scored alongside that gold at London 2012, the bronze in Beijing, multiple World League medals, 2011 here in Poland, the gold medal for Russia, the Nations League gold this year, 2 European Championships. There's going to be some pressure even on the experienced shoulders of Vladimir Alekno. Zenit are supposed to be the best team in the world. No faults, no points for Zenit. You got Korluka having a very good game. Engapeth passing much better. Anderson gets Tippy on the outside. Defense. Korodinski. This time it's his turn to just drift that ball over. Anderson again finding solutions off and around the block that just cause problems for Fakel. Look at the service target. It's a good pass really from position 1 to just steer the ball in. Yes, it's a bit fast and a bit towards 3.5, but doesn't matter anyway. Anderson scoring again. Anderson, bronze medal 2016 Olympics, World League gold in 2014, 2015 World Cup gold with the USA and John Spiror. Volkov doesn't really show that much emotion. Challenge by Fakel. Big time of this game. No doubts about it. Zenit, their all-star team, have been caught a little bit cold. Both teams undefeated in the Russian league. The review is up. Hawkeye, no touch. Point to Fakel. Off the net, maybe only going to position 4. Yes, they go out to the wing spiker. Good cover again from Anderson. Chance on the outside. In or out, it's very close. Line judge goes without. Referee Ali Jafar Ibrahim from Bahrain goes with the line judge. Fakel have always just been nudging and nudging throughout this one. Kolonovsky is just really facing quite a lot to the line and then loses his height as he tries to turn the ball back to position 5. Can see what he's doing, trying to be very deceptive. Anderson goes long. They haven't been consistent enough. Same substitution, Bogdan coming back in for Kolonovsky. Rare error from Udris. In the other game, the home side, Zeko, Rojovia, look like they're about to come back to 1-1 with Sada Cruzeiro. They lost the first sets 25-23, but now have just won the second 25-18. They've not had it all their own way. Zeko, Shavogia in the relegation zone of the Polish league at the moment, but fighting hard. As are these two teams. Back to Engapeth, has a good look at the block to see what's going on, and then tries to roll deep to position 1 or between 1 and 6 to try and take on the defenders. Engapeth thinks it's out as well. Fakel sneak back into the lead, and Engapeth hasn't really shown so much confidence in this second set. Challenge on. Hawkeye with the best eye, out. By some distance, really, in this game. Business time, set 2. Fakel, Novy, Urengoy, Second to Zenit Kazan. Wait for the whistle. Very strange serve from Dmitry Volkov. Anyway, from deep at the back now, he goes for the jump serve. Butko goes to Engapeth. He's shut down. Chance on the pipe on the second ball as well. Getting really tasty, Engapeth. Only Engapeth really has that long, lingering stare that he gives the opposition on a play like this. Soji is beaten by the Frenchman. Zenit need their big players to step up here. Mikhailov is one of them. Soji with the perfect pass. Luka's in a little bit too early, only tips. Mikhailov this time on the 10. Good leave from Zenit. Good serving from Mikhailov, the difference. But the pass from Soji was good as well. They really should have sided out there, some would say. Fakel, but it's a one-point game.
Allora, alziamo l'attenzione anche in controattacco, ragazzi, prima, dai.
Также поднимай внимание, также
Giochiamo alto, alto sulle mani. Se facciamo dei pallonetti spinti, facciamoli qua, in questa zona qua. Al centro del campo, sempre pronti. Via.
Alexeyev comes in for Butko. Looking for a block here, Kazan. Well off the net, they maybe have to go to 4 here. Chance for Alexeyev, the dig from Anderson at 5. And Engapeth is going to have a problem here because he feels that he could have got his platform on that ball and sent it back, but he wasn't quite wasn't obstruction. Butko comes back in for Alexeyev. Huge moments. Opening game of the FIVB Men's World Club Championships. The pass of Engapeth faltering. And the pressure on the shoulders of Ervin Engapeth now clear for all to see as he hammers the ball into the floor. Again serving the right side. Fakel lead by 1 again. Back to Engapeth, once again out of system. Engapeth has a chance to hit his way out of trouble, but Volkov is very deep, very still as well, pushing through the gap in the block. Engapeth! How many times? He might not be passing so well, but he just is a machine. Anytime out of system. Timeout from Fakel. That's going to disrupt the rhythm of Engapeth. As mentioned earlier, all eyes on him after moving from Bruges this season. It's a big time in this set. This is what you pay the big bucks for.
Controattacco, giochiamo con palla super.
Engapeth under pressure. But once again with Engapeth, when he is under pressure, he produces the goods. And you can see how much it means to him. Clutchy play, Volkov caught all ends up, but post-timeout, Engapeth giving the goods for Zenit. Set point, Engapeth with the service. Huge off the net band. It's a good pass though from Fakel. Chance to go to position 2, where Bogdan, just 22 years young, one-on-one, brings us all square and sends us to overtime. Idris comes straight back in. Okay. Ishakov goes out. Kolodinsky, the setter, comes in as well. Zenit with 27 attacks to Fakel's 26 now. 5 blocks to 1, Fakel to Zenit. It's close. But as Vladimir Alekno said earlier on, this competition is open. Mikhailov, second chance to the outside. The set's very tight. Anderson, twinkle toes, doesn't fault. Head in hand stuff from Kolyuka, because Idris, who has been faultless throughout, has just faulted at a big time. We go to a challenge. Anderson and Engapeth, new teammates and warm-up bodies. Anderson and his body language just oozes experience. Was there a touch? Funny enough, Fakel thinks there was. Anderson says no way. Fakel, Novy, Urengoy are still arguing. Kolodinsky is arguing with referee Ali Jafar Ibrahim to no avail. Set point to Zenit. Artem Volfic, the experienced middle spiker, with the serve. They go back to position 2. Igor Kolyuka just whips that one, fades it back across the court. You give him a seam, he will score. What a game. Zenit have been inconsistent. Fakel have been very, very good. Third opportunity. Butko serving for the set. Sochi yet again absolutely on point. Anderson somehow blocks that ball off, just sticks his right arm out at it. Now he has a chance to seal it, but 3 in the block. Volkov does the work to get across and shut off the off-the-body spike from Anderson. Sochi passing absolute dimes out there. Pass from One is strong. Back to the middle. It's good vision. Almost Volkov saying, I'll jump in and protect the middle. Samoilenko gives Zenit their 4th set point here. The experience of Anderson. High toss, jump serve. Soji again, perfect from the libero. Verbov matches it though, stunning one-handed pickup. Second chance, Udris. One-handed pickups galore with Anderson. Now Engapeth from the right side. Finds space to the line. It's been inconsistent from Zenit, but they found solutions at crunch times. Engapeth sees everything. Games do... Remember, Lube beat Skra here earlier on this evening. You just cannot afford to lose a match in this pool. It's a pool of death, it really is. But with the top 2 teams going through from Pool A and Pool B, resulting in a crossover semi-final where the top of Pool A will play the second of Pool B and vice versa. Engapeth, whose pass has been slightly inconsistent, but at the net he has been very, very good. Anderson, Engapeth starting, Verbov now with a smiley face at position 6. Butko starting as a setter, Volvic, Mikhailov starting for Zenit. Kolodinsky, who's been mightily impressive, starts setting again. Koruka and Volkov on the outsides. Hamenev starting in the middle once again with Yakovlev. It's the same teams, 2 missed serves. It's so difficult to compare Engapeth with Leon. Very different players, but there will be judgments, I'm sure. Probably will be judged on the successes. Good read from Verbov. They go to Anderson. He has to be quick, and he opens up so nicely. His body is facing towards position 1, the back right of the Fakel court, but due to the way that he pulls his elbow back, he opens up the whole court diagonally as well, and it's a wonderful thing. Engapeth is playing aggressively. Exactly how Zenit would want him to play. Verbov, perfect passing. The middle is committed from Fakel to Zenit, so they go to the outsides. Anderson pretty much one-on-one again, and it's just because of Verbov. Wider play. Anderson one-on-one against Kolodinsky. You'd expect him to score. Problems now for Fakel. 3 in the block. Wow. Volkov. Just powers his way through, really. 3 on him. He doesn't fancy going on the angle. Decides to take on the line. Now he has a chance to impact the game from the baseline. And he does. We've just seen him hit through the body out at 4. This time he works away. Anderson, the ball's caught very close to his body. His platform, well, swinging his arms, pulling them away. Cannot direct the ball in from there. Maxim Mikhailov has been slightly under the weather at times here. Drifts across him, works back, sharp cross-court. It's a shot that we all know that he loves. Off this time out of system. Engapeth. Just so classy. From deep at one. Overhead set. Finding Anderson. Doesn't matter if he has 3 on him. The ball control of Engapeth and just really so cool and calm in those situations. Great setting. Korodinski making that one go 8 meters towards his opposite man on the backcourt 10 attack. You feel really that Fakel will have to get Udris, their opposite, back in the game. Great shots of Mikhailov. Great defense for a big man. Anderson the target. One-handed setting. Wonderful work. Samoilenko steers it to 1, and really that's just... The middle's a bit committed with the setter, so if he works it to position 1, he's going to avoid the block. Once again, the scores almost not representing the rhythm of the game. It feels as if Zenit have a little bit of the momentum here. Cover is good from Fakel. Chance, very good. Samoilenko, 2 and 2 from him. It's tight, so he finds the sideline. Stays away from the center of the court. Wise play from the Russian middle blocker. Sochi, who's played very well this evening. 2 touches called against either Samoilenko or Mikhailov. Eric Sochi, whose brother is playing in the other game this evening for Zeko Zashovia. We're currently all tied. Engapeth, he's found his rhythm. If you maybe doubted him in the previous set, this is what he does best, one-on-one. So he takes on the gap between position 4 and 5 in the backcourt. Kaluka doing a little bit of Engapeth to Engapeth, just slowing his arm down, trying to find a way through the block. Scurrying around everywhere. The free ball is taken well advantage of by Ananiev. Anderson's platform creates the goods here for Zenit. So smooth and slow and gentle with his touch. It's easy to see where it's going, but it's almost cushioned into Butko, who can then just do whatever he likes with that ball. Mikhailov. Once again, Mikhailov hasn't found that form from the baseline that we know he's capable of. We've seen it so many times. Engapeth again. His body weight goes through the ball. He's ever so smooth with the arm. Slightly off the boil previously. Ball's gone very high on the inside. 3 in the block again, closing off the angles, closing off the gaps. They're working so hard here, Zenit. Verbov, good cover, just sits still underneath the block. Second chance, Anderson having to do the work now. He can't hit, but Mikhailov can. They're working very hard for each other, trying to get 3 in the block at every opportunity. Verbov, look at him. He's into it. He's making covers, he's defending, he's leading. And for the first time, it feels like in a long time, Zenit just have a tiny bit of breathing space.
Prima cosa, hanno alzato il livello di battuta.
Часто подачу надо немножко поднять свой уровень, потому что
Adesso giochiamo con palloni più lontani da rete. Lasciamo perdere i pallonetti al centro del campo. Qualche pallonetto qua, lungo, corto.
давайте не бросаем в шестую зону, то есть надо скидывать. То есть надо скидывали отдельки, но мы начинаем скидывать в шестую зону,
Poi
кто подбивает.
lasciamo passare i pallonetti, giochiamo noi. Capito?
Свои скидки, давайте пойдем.
Engapeth, very, very quick off the mark post timeout. That just creeps on the line. That's right in front of my eyes. Engapeth with a good service run, didn't want to jump serve post timeout, just wanted to put Fakel under pressure again. It's wide. Last year, Engapeth wasn't at this competition. Now he's with the team expected to win it. His former setter, Bruno, now at Lube. Good angles from the middleman. Yakovlev. It's a great angle, this. Anderson pinching in, helping with the middle, and then he's going to gamble. If the ball goes to the 10 attack to the opposite Uderis, then he's going to release and try and do his best. But he's pinching in on the front court setter all the time. That's his first rule of thumb. Still a 2-point game. Butko now to serve, who follows. Good serve, they are serving better. That's just as sharp as you like. Once again, the work in opening up the arm swing is so impressive here from Koryuka. Again, he's quite straight on, but the elbow comes back, his chest looks on the diagonal, and then he just has options. He can hit sharper than that if he likes, or he can even come back to the line. Mikhailov, who's been quiet, will always wriggle his way back into a game. Long from Anderson, who's been at Zenit since 2012. Took that season off in 2014, but he seems to have a special relationship with Zenit. Engapeth with the windmill, roundhouse spike. Verbov now just throwing the ball in. Then they go to the pipe. It's really good setting from Butko. Go to the outside, free ball, then they use the backcourt, trying to leave Anderson without any blockers. Engapeth. Position 3 now, we'll keep an eye on him as he starts to really lead this for Kazan, as they've wanted him to do. 3 French Cups with Tours, 2 French Championships, 2 Italian Championships with Modena, and 2 Italian Cups and Super Cups. This one, though, Engapeth hasn't won. Good from Idris again. You have to really give Artur Idris lots of respect with the way that he's played this evening. The Chinese league is really growing, but it's not quite to the same level as this, but he's really led it. It's good from Engapeth. But it's better blocking from Fakel. Just a moment ago, you thought Zenit was going to run away with this, but Volkov, he hangs in the air for eternity. Verbov passing perfectly now, but there's a disconnect between the middle. They might get away with this. No. The disconnect between, well, 2 very experienced players. They're still looking for a challenge here. Volvic and Butko just not linking. Challenge is in progress, but there was certainly a net touch against Volkov. A big part of that Russian side. That just didn't deliver at the World Championships. There you have it, net fault called. High fives all round. Mikhailov to serve, who was one of many Russian players who didn't make a dream team for first time in probably a very long time. Fast plays, another error. They're creeping in again. The bench to the right-hand side of me from Zenit cheering hard. Matt Anderson, though, was the second top scorer to Bartosz Kurek, who just had a wonderful tournament in Bulgaria and Italy with 163 points, but no Russian, obviously, in the top 5 scorers. Third time lucky for Volkov. Tournament to remember for Douglas Souza from Brazil, that World Championships as well. Without Murillo and others on the outside, he really did do a good job after a slow start for Brazil, losing to the Netherlands. Engapeth out of system again. Chance for Mikhailov though. Touch off the block. It's such a great swing. Really is. Out of system, he shifts his body just on a little bit more of an angled approach. And Zenit are just so good using the block. Crushing blow, that one. We've got some powerhouses in the All-En Arena here. It's a one-point game, but every set has been this close. Middle holds. Frustration for Volvic because he feels he maybe should have released and got his hands on that one. Same substitution as we've seen previously. Try and keep 3 on the front. That's one way to make up for it, though. A super spike of epic proportion. Again, opening up well, snapping back to 5, almost showing the body line to 1, but then pulling back, snapping it back to 5. Unreal from Volvic, but you're not a staple Russian middle for no reason. Out of system, 3 in surely. On the line is Mikhailov. Someone has to have a swing at it. No, Mikhailov just with the free ball. Straight to position 2, trying to take the opposite out the game. 3 in the block, and they just don't let Zenit get away. Volvic is showing us every feeling that's going through his body this evening. Crunch time, yet again. FIVB World Club Championships providing drama and providing steep angles. Matt Anderson, you have no right to sting that one. Ouch. No one wants to play defense on that one. Soji into a good spot. Great cover from Verbal. This time running the ball off the net. Soji has to jump in, bump set the ball, 3 in. The reaction's phenomenal from Fakel. Don't understand quite what the drama was about. It was a routine wipe off the block from where I'm sitting. And they start to side out with venom, but with ease as well. Mikhailov is coming back to this party at a key time. Soji's so good to the right-hand side. That's one purely for the libero. Eric Soji, take a bow. Unbelievable. Full stretch to the right-hand side, trying to create an angle with his shoulders to get around the ball into position 3. That is not an easy thing to do, especially when it's a game as tight as this one. Zenit bench cheering serving errors from Fakel. Substitutions just change back. Kolodinski. It's also a substitution. Sermachevsky comes in for a service sub. It's a good serve as well, but Sochi has been on the button this evening. Fortunately, it's too tight. Looks as if it's taken a clip off the aerial. Ball's too wide. Three-point game. Good substitution from Alekno as well.
Momenti importanti, dimentichiamo due cose, parti qua, subito.
Отсюда.
Due, cosa facciamo questo colpo a girare, cazzo?
Видно, корпусом прям развернулся.
Tolca solamente col braccio, facciamo braccia e spalla, la palla fa fuori.
Вышло нормально, как сам выходил.
Noi dobbiamo pensare errori tecnici, dai, ripartiamo.
Давай. Не забывай технические моменты все.
Crunch time. Soji with a rare error. He's been tremendous. But we're in the 20s now. And you have to be on the ball. You can see the substitutes here. Almost onto the court, praising the bottle of Sermanchevsky, who's come on as a service sub and ripped 3 in a row. This is the first one to send Zenit 2-1 up, but it's saved. One of the big players to serve. Double substitution just to really slow this game down again and make Igor Kaluka just sweat a bit, and he does sweat. It's a good substitution from Vladimir Alekno. 2 good substitutions. Zenit have played much more consistently, and they have gone to speed of the play, but great stats and a great visual to see that Zenit are passing much better. Kazeko, Jashovia are 2-1 up against Sada Cruzeiro of Brazil. They've taken the third. What would be a very good win for the home side. Yes, they're at home, but they're lingering at the bottom of the Polish league. Engapeth passing really well. And you can just see with Engapeth's body language, Butko can find Volvic from anywhere. They've been married in this sport for a long time. They know each other very well, but Engapeth's pass will ease the pressure. Sochi passing off the net. 3 in again. Volkov. Well, Sochi hasn't passed that many off the net, but with 3 in, you have to have a look and almost hit and hope through that seam. Fast plays to the outside, drifting blocks from Volvic. That's just the speed of the game. Trying to tear the middle blocker from left to right, open up splits in the block so you can hammer the seams just there. Great view for it. If the middle blocker doesn't get across, go to town through that gap. Engapeth 14 points after set 3. Volkov 12, Kaluka 14 as well, Udris 15. But just in that last set alone, Mikhailov scored 4, Anderson 5, Engapeth just 2. Volkov starting to heat up as well in set 4. Engapeth, who's really growing into this one, taking pace off the ball, trying to go short on Kaluka. Verbov just playing defense overhead. Now to the middle they go. Great hands from Volvic, just making a read and getting his hands, protecting position 5. Another chance, this time through Udris. Uses the middle, and then goes to the cannon of a spiker on the opposite. Anderson's pinching, the line is always open, it's good decision making. Udris knows that Anderson is pinching so far in that it's going to be difficult for him to block the line. Drifting in the block, second chance. Porodinski. Mikhailov just really moves so well for a big opposite. The tip again this time as well seen. Volvic this time and covers. Zenit working hard again. They really are. This is a very, very high standard of volleyball. You're seeing Anderson gets rewarded for getting a third man in the block. Reading the game so well. Volkov has been stopped numerous times when Anderson has managed to get across and help the middle blocker and Butko. So rotation. Width on the play, Udris again. He accesses the line so well. He really does. He's high, but he's smooth. He's difficult to stop because as soon as that ball travels above your right shoulder and your hitting window, you can choose where you spike it. Width. Soji just sits on the outside of the block at position 5. Soji celebrates, that's all him. For any libero playing 5, he lines up on the edge of the block and he just sits still. The pass is great in the defense. Then Kaluka can have the highlights, he can have them. But Sochi that time deserves plaudits. Fakel, stop it. Volkov decides to change the ball up. Everyone's expecting power. Slows one down. The libero, Verbov, napping. It is almost 20 past 10 local time, so you can be forgiven for having a slight nap. Engapeth. Aces. And blocks. They're ready for Engapeth on the pipe. They really are. Getting 3 in. Yakovlev reading it so well. An Engapeth that was thriving just moments ago, now in Struggle Town. And you really do have to admire Russian volleyball, with both teams fielding around 12 of their 14 players are Russian, so keeps the league very strong. It'd be interesting to maybe see the comparison of the Italian teams and how many Italian players are actually playing in their rosters and what that does to their national team. Help or hindrance? Obviously Italy now led by Gianelli. Kolodinsky, field goal, leaves the gap in between the posts. Good work post timeout from Zenit. Passing is very good, nice height. It's a very difficult play to manipulate that for the setter off the net, trying to use the pipe on a reverse. Tries to do it all the same, but slightly out of sync. All Zenit post that timeout. It was a good timeout. Soji passes pretty well to 3. There's no middle though. 2 in the block outside. It's great work from the middle blockers. Second opportunity. Zenit through Mikhailov. Samolenko doing the damage 2 times in a row. 3 points from Zenit. Post timeout. Bring us back all square. Just can't believe those runs of points, can you? It's supposed to be a game of side outs.
P3, P6 con la pipe che sono stretti comunque loro, sullo studio che abbiamo fatto. 3. In contrattacco giochiamo la palla più forte che possiamo fare tutto.
Чуть повыше, не ускоряем.
Same story, big service pressure from Zenit. Credit goes to Udris once again. He really has shown he belongs with the big boys, really. Talking of big boys, that's a big attack. Belarus, not in the world's top 30. Brazil, United States, Italy, Poland, Russia, Canada, Argentina, Iran, France and Serbia make up the top 10. But they have an opposite in Udris that's up there with the best of them. Here he is again. Kodolinski is getting really quite confident there. Belarus currently ranked 48th to be exact in the world. Kolodinsky getting a little bit arrogant on that one, pretending to have a little hit at the ball, but letting it move past him. Sada Cruzeiro now are really struggling against the Zeko Shashovia. 18-15 down in the fourth. That would be a big upset early on in this one. Krylov is a great delayed timing in the block, going for the swat. Engapeth off the net, fires sharp angle because he can't go to the line. There's two blockers there. Speed is good. More sort of roundhouse spiking from Engapeth. 3 in. Huge from Zenit. Alekno applauding his team. Good reactions, good speeds from Zenit, but eventually 3 in the block with absolutely no seams. Mikhailov's left hand right next door. Samolenko. Udris this time on the left side. He does struggle slightly more on the left side with his approach. He's managed to just work that one, really caress it off the block and make one back. It's usually Engapeth doing that sort of business on other teams. Mikhailov, money-making material. Really coming good. Blocking, spiking. Now serving. Opposite now on the back court, meaning there's a front court setter. Butko chasing hard is the Russian international, setter. 3 in. Engapeth stays so high to hit his way out of trouble. It's really good, but it's also really, really strong from Volkov. Good decisions all round. Soji yet again. It's a great pass to open up this game. It really is. To get the ball back to 2, pressurize Volcic and the Zenit blockers. Lives and breathes every point. Artem Volcic. Oh, massive! And Aniev has made some splendid plays here this evening. Mostly blocking, but now Anderson and Verbov just blowing away. Slightly insistent, Anderson. Engapeth has to delay his approach. He's working on a faster set. So he just has to almost stutter, stop, pause what he's doing. Challenge from Zenit. Ervin Engapeth is looking really for the touch. Zeko Shashovia 4 points away from an upset on Sada Cruzeiro from Brazil. That would be huge for them. Previous winners of this competition, the Brazilian team. A bronze last year though, but with tough games coming, if they lose this game to a Zeko Shashovia, they could be going home early. Zenit Kazan not want this to go 2-5. It's a long challenge, isn't it? No room for error. It's important, it's crucial. Engapeth says there's a touch, he could be right here, you know. It's so close, but there's no touch. Difficult to call it, that's why there was a delay on the decision. Officials are under as much pressure at times as the players. Volvic, Butko on the twist. It's great work from Yakovlev. He just keeps his eyes on the prize. Serving run is incredible from Fakel here. Engapeth needs to score. He does. Desperate. It really is from Engapeth, but it's good. It's very, very good. Off the body, finding the gap. Now, Evan Engapeth needs to find solutions from the baseline. 3 down. At this moment in time, it looks like we're going to 5. It really does. And it's anybody's game, this. Every set has been super close and super entertaining. High level. It's physical. It's technically very good. Verbal, perfect. Outside, it's a long set, dragging the blockers again. Anderson, who seems to have been slightly quieter as of late. And again, the long distance on the sets with the speeds open up gaps in the block. The higher you play and the closer you play, you just give more time to the blockers. Front court receiver trying to put pressure, and it's very good serving from Zenit this. Serving the front court receiver, trying to make them pass fast and straight to A, cram the play to the left-hand side of the Fakel court, but also make it increasingly difficult to get the ball to the opposite. It's exactly the same again. It's the same play all round, and they get a dig. This is huge. Chance for Mikhailov, but he's shut down. No way off the knee. More luck than judgment for Zenit, but a second chance. The timing's on the way down, using the block as his friend and not his foe. Volkov scores again. Great swing off the inside hand. Engapeth passing high, but perfectly good into his zone. The block slows the play down once again. Time for the defense. Back to that man, Udris on the opposite, but this play is starting to really, really fire on all cylinders. Back to Mikhailov, blocked again, but the cover from Verbov is world class. Soji makes another read. 2 in or out? Out of the block of Zenit. The commentary position is right on that baseline. I could almost be playing line judge here, watching this one all the way. Soji again reads it so nicely, just stepping up. I sense a 5-setter coming our way, but have I been wrong before? Yes. Will I be wrong again? Yes. Volkov just losing his height. Colliding with the centre of the net, Bucko. Another man with great experience. They need to find some really big plays. There's one, free ball, chance for Bucko. Of course he feeds Mikhailov. How many times? I make that 3 times in as many plays from Mikhailov that he's been blocked out from Fakel. Bucko goes straight back to his man. He's diving back into the line. Kaluka almost showing him a bit of the line and then moving his hands away from his body, but penetrating very late. Fakel are making digs for fun. And if they're not digging it, they're blocking it. Some big plays coming our way. There's no Engapeth, but it's very good. Engapeth out of the play, but Mikhailov just darts the 4 instead. 3 points. Where are we in the rotation? Oh, we're with Matt Anderson. Sochi just digs his fellow countryman. But it's the service pressure that's key. Sochi's platform has been so loose and relaxed, but also firm to the target. Samilenko doing very good bits of business there. There's a tough rotation, this. Klodinsky is at position 2, and Udris is running from position 5 to hit the 10 attack, and as soon as the ball comes from 1, it's difficult to find the 10. That one's gone out the back as well. Hello, Matt Anderson. Kaluka stunned by the American. The ball is gone, but the body stays very still. Timeout. Anderson running rings around Fakel. 4-point game changes to just 1.
Potrebbe battere qua, potrebbe fare la costa, jest variante. Dai!
Just moments ago, I suggested this one would go to 5. Could have just been proven wrong already. Matt Anderson, this is huge. It's a great timeout from Fakel. Really is. How many times do we see this in a game that even the best in the world miss serves after a timeout? Kazan, last season, won the league, the cup and the Super Cup, Champions League and the World Club Champs. What a season, all 5. To do that again would be insane. And especially with Fakel, as strong as they are, domestic volleyball will be tough. the substitution. This was a game changer previously. So Machevsky, the number 3 to serve. It's another absolute bullet from the baseline. Scurrying everywhere. Anderson with the free ball. Engapeth from the right. The substitutions were key previously from Vladimir Alekno. Sochi under pressure in the libero jersey of Fakel. So Machevsky again. It's another humongous serve. What a change. 3 in the block. This time they go high. It doesn't matter how deep Anderson is there in defense. He's working for that deep one, the touch off the block or sitting in the seams, but it's just too good. Great job, though, from the service substitution. We're back into a game of side-outs. Who can hold their nerve? Plays well out the back, chasing again. Service pressure from Zenit is matched by Kaluka, who gets his own back on Anderson. When you're serving at those speeds, anything really moving away from the body is very difficult to track and hold your arms in front of. Swinging in roundabouts this one. 4 points will see us to a tiebreak. Service pressure, the out of system hitting in this tie at times has been relentless, and if he's not acing Anderson, he'll just throw his weight towards Engapeth. 2 aces on 2 of the world's best. Frustrated, Kaluka, but what a time to make 2 aces. We're in the 20s. Aleksev comes in for Butko. We know why this is. Aleksev actually started in that Champions League game against Frankfurt, but now he's in just for this rotation. Team up with Mikhailov and make a block. This is the difference. In the 20s, you have to make your serves count. Fakel have, and Zenit have their chance. Anderson this time passing on point. What a wonderful time to go back to the middle. Butko. That B ball, more of like a 3-meter fast play. A bit late getting around it, but the hands are great. 2 on him, but the angle cross-court too sharp. Engapeth. Big players need to arrive at big times. Both teams feeding the middle at the end of the set. Yakovlev scoring. Kolodinsky is off, Bogdan back in. We've seen that substitution in all 4 sets, but this is to go to 5 and a tiebreaker. The first one goes long. First substitution. The pressure of the situation falls on Dvovic now, serving to stay in this set and to save it from going to a tiebreaker. Back onto the front court, receiver. It's all going to plan so far this rally for Zenit, but they need to put it away and they don't. Sochi manages to keep the ball alive. Here's a swing for it, and it's put away. Fakel send us to 5. Volkov and Kaluka are doing the business on the wings. What a game in the Russian leagues. There is Matt Anderson. The best opposite spiker in the 2 previous world competitions. Back playing in his familiar outside position. Lekno suggesting in the press that this competition was wide open. I'd have to say that I agree with him. In the other game, Seko Soviet, well, they had their opportunity to take the game 3-1 against Sada Cruzeiro, but they lost the 4th 26-24 from a very, very good position, leading by 4 at one stage at the end of that set. And now the Brazilian champions are 2 points clear in Jasovia. Here we are going to the 5th set. Engapeth passing from, backcourt setter. Mikhailov fires to the line. Loves that avenue to the line, and that's why you'll see Volkov especially, why he's spread blocking there, keeping the left hand on the right arm, the right hand on the inside arm, trying to take a little bit more of the ball, but you give him a gap and he will take it. They're not used to losing, Zenit. They're really not. That young man also served very well in the previous set. Ananev. Remember, it's a race to 15. The teams change at 8. Maxim Mikhailov. It's a huge, huge serve. Kaluka just lifts it straight in the air. Sochi, well, manages to get the set out there. It's a good set from Sochi. He's caught maybe a little bit by surprise. Has to get his feet behind the ball to really be able to push his body through it, get it to the wing. And again, Volkov stays high and he gets rewarded. Everything's okay though for Zenit. Both teams have front court setters. This is a tough rotation for Zenit. First block of the 5th. Bovic is shut down. Difficult times for Zenit. They need to get off of this rotation. It's a great watch. Yakovlev again. Good wrist to serve. It's difficult for the setter here for Zenit to get across from position 4 and distribute the ball. Sochi is beaten by Mikhailov. Engapeth will not have many opportunities from the baseline in this game to 15. He's missed his first. Looking at Mikhailov now has served, as has Engapeth, and two of the best servers have gone. And they haven't delivered an early lead for Zenit. But Volkov has served so well. Overpass from Engapeth, chance, this is big. And there is a touch, Idris goes high off the block. This is where the game's going to be won and lost. Volkov serving Engapeth and Zenit Kazan out of rhythm and out of system. Lower toss this time. Front court receiver served, and Anderson does that with the best in the world. And stacking more of a line block on him, trying to stop him getting out, so he has to go to the line. But he opens up with the arm and the chest, and he manages to hit really nice angles. Float serve is long. Engapeth misses, Volfic misses. Fakel are making their serves count. Back on the front court, receiver trying to do the same to Anderson, but twice in a row. It's a steely, really robust swing through the seam. Anderson under pressure, showing his class again, but it's the serving that hasn't been there for Zenit. 3 now missed with Butko. Kodorinski. Jump float serve, trying speed and make the ball move. Middle's back in. It's a little bit dysfunctional, a bit straight on, leaning in the air with a lower arm, but Samolenko manages still to use the block. Brings Zenit back to 1. Anderson needing to serve in. That's 4 missed serves in the final set. Frustration from Anderson, but Zenit are really giving this to Fakel in a lot of ways. Best scorers, well, there they are. Engapeth has gone, well, he's been silenced, but Idris has been incredible this evening on that right side. Serving is an issue, a big, big issue for Zenit. Verbov passes into a good zone. Engapeth manages to hit the seam, splits in the block. Engapeth does the rest. Luca maybe has a problem here. Sada Cruzeiro have match point 14-13 in just over. Oh, that's some hit on Kaluka. Crash helmets needed at this level. The service substitution again. Sermachevsky, he does what he does best, comes off the bench. It's such a difficult job to do, to serve with that much power and conviction when you're not really in rhythm. Krylov going for the tip, trying to get 3 in. Udris, he's now out the attack, but on the 10 attack goes the ever steady Igor Kaluka. Udris tries to get 3 in the block. It takes him out the attack. So really Kaluka to still make sure there's a split and they can use both sides of the court. Goes and hits a 10 attack and it works well. Good job. And Fakel. And Nev off. Kolankoski comes in. Nervous times, but also nothing to lose for Fakel here. Remember, debut in this competition. Undefeated in Russia. And they have to play Zenit Kazan as soon as this competition is over in the league. No matter what happens in this game or this competition, this performance will really spur Fakel on throughout the season. Engapeth served again on the front court. Krylov is dug really nicely. It's Kaluka again. Net touch against someone. Udris, maybe not Udris, maybe the middleman actually. Yakovlev. Yeah, very, very easy to see. Strange time to change. It's for a block. Koshtarov comes in. Butko goes out, so it's just a blocking substitution. Koshtarov goes out to 4, and it does go out there. There's a touch, but to no avail. Volkov shows it doesn't matter what the substitutions do, he'll find a way to score. Again, just high off the inside hand, and you can see they're so physical, these athletes. Hitting hardly anything, Steve. Just looking to be very smart. Kolodinsky for Bogdan. 5th time we've seen that substitution as well. 60 attacks from Zenit, up against 58 from Fakel. Engapeth. Finds joy. 12 blocks from Fakel this evening to Zenit's 6. That's a game changer for me. Great work from the middle blocker. Stays hungry. Takes the Fakel middle with him. Leaves Engapeth 1-on-1. Engapeth now serving. He needs to make hay here. And he does. A double touch called. Volkov is usually lots cooler than this. Timeout called. Engapeth has come up with a very, very good serve when Zenit need him the most.
Stop. Concentriamoci qua. Adesso pronti alla variante. Assistenza che attacca. Pronti che attacca.
The wonderful thing about this sport is we never know what's about to come next. Engapeth keeps composed to the outside. 2 in, it's good from the block. Now they're going to have a chance here, Zenit. Anderson out at 4. Will the ball go that way? No, it goes to the middle, but it's out of sync. He's maybe in a little bit too early. The ball's a little bit high. Chance on the counter. Touch off the block. The line judge does give a touch. And it's a game of small margins. A free ball that Butko goes to the middle, but it's not successful. Kaluka, look how much it means to Fakel. It's a big point. It's a free ball for Zenit that they don't convert. Verbov out of system. Now Mikhailov does find a play. It's so sharp at times, Mikhailov. Just like Wallace as well. The best opposites all seem to have that really sharp one. Back across the face of the courts. Another miss serve. At least 5. That's almost a third of the points. In a race to 15 in miss serves. Yes, it's a balancing act. It's risk against reward, but at this level, you just can't miss 5 serves in a tiebreaker. Anderson now stepping in, but gets caught very deep. Mikhailov is shut down, and Fakel just edge closer to what would be a famous victory. Anderson passing off the net and wide. Mikhailov getting blocked. Fakel have played really well here this evening. The reigning champs are up against it, against their domestic rivals. Anderson again having to pass overhead, out of system though. 2 in, 2 blocks in a row, brings up match points for Fakel, Novy, Urengoy. Anderson's passing, drifting off the net, a little bit apprehensive. The more time the middle blocker has to get out. Naniev with the block on the American. What a performance from Fakel, Novy, Urengoy. They are on the brink of something very special. The team that were only made in 1996 now have a very good opportunity to beat Zenit Kazan. 3 match points. Anderson! It's an ace from Fakel, and they've done it! They've beaten Zenit Kazan, the reigning champions of the World Club Club Championships, the reigning champions of Europe and the reigning champions of all 3 domestic Russian competitions. It's been an inspired team performance, and one that Fakel, Novy, Urengoy will never forget. 25-23, 26-28, 21-25, 25-22, 15-11. Igor Koryuka, Dmitry Volkov were tremendous on the wings, but Artur Udris has had a game he will never forget. The Belarusian opposite player, Alekno, will be very disappointed. And all of a sudden, the game for Zenit Kazan against Lube tomorrow will be one of great interest. If Lube can beat Zenit,